Okay, we're live. Hello.
Good afternoon,
Hello.
good evening, good morning.
Good
Hey, everybody.
morning.
Hello, Paige.
Now,
Long time no see.
Exactly.
Beba,
now,
we kept stumbling upon each other in Hamburg
yeah,
every day, and God, I'm a busy networker, but Paige is unbeatable. Unbeatable. He is talking all the time, and keeps using his time very, very efficiently. Paige, huge
he's
respect.
so eloquent. Yeah,
No, I miss it. I miss it because as we wait for people to come in and join and gather, Helmuts and I were at the ICANN meeting in Hamburg, and they really had a real nice open venue where between three floors you kind of had three big lobbies, and two meeting places that were really natural. You know, the sponsor area and then the entryway. So it was really natural to be able to see people and join up and meet. And Helmuts was real good of, you know one person and then they're talking to someone you don't know, and then he brings you in, and then later you may see that second person and grow your network. So we're kind of growing your network every day. So I appreciated that, Helmuts.
actually, we're gonna be talking about this later. So I think now the social media did its thing in reminding people. So this broadcast is live on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn and X. So if you're seeing this again, it will be there again. So don't worry. And I think it's a good time to start with the questions.
Bang, of course.
Okay?
Of course.
Okay. Sorry. Before we start with the questions, let me introduce myself and introduce you. Welcome everyone. This is Biba. I'm the community manager at Prename, and I'm looking forward, of course, to today's interview. We have Helmuts Meskonis, the founder
Yes.
of Domain Summit and hostmaria.com. He has been in the business of building, running, and hosting websites for over 20 years. He's also the owner of two leading domain investment forums, dnforum.com and Acorn Domains.co.uk, which is, if you don't know, the UK's number one domain name forum. Today, we're uncovering more details about him and his business. This conversation will provide you with unique insights and perspectives that are sure to be valuable if you want to invest or learn more about this industry. So, seize the chance to enhance your understanding of the domain industry from one of its most eminent figures. And of course, we have Paige Howe, an experienced and renowned domain investor and Freename's precious advisor. Hello, Paige. Hello, Helmuts.
Good afternoon, good evening, Beba.
Good evening.
Hello, Paige.
Oh, Helmuts, Beba, let's talk domains. I love domains.
Let's talk domains.
Let's go. So, as a domain investor, Helmut, what started your passion for the domain name industry? And can you share the key inspiration behind it? Like, how did you know this was your path?
Yes, I'm a Sunday domain investor. I rather see myself as an entrepreneur rather than domain investor. My domain name portfolio is quite tiny, especially compared to Pages. Pages portfolio is what, 25,000 page? 20?
Oh no, it's nowhere near that close. It couldn't be
No,
a little bit over 20,000. There you go.
little over 20,000. So, Beba, my case is totally different. I'm trimming down my portfolio, and it is just about 100 domain names. Although all of them are two-letter CCTLD domain names, only two-letter and in different countries, mostly Portugal. I have 33 Portuguese. Two-letter domain names, 10 Belgium names, 30 Latvians, and then a few other ones. Serbia. I just love CCTLDs and I love two-letter domain names. Yes. I created my first website in '99, and then with time, I have been doing lots of and different things, and had not digital. I had advertising agency in Latvia, and we started doing websites. And I was still developing. I was still growing myself as a web designer, and quickly learned that how important it is to have a clear brand for myself, and tried also to help all my clients and help them to find spectacular domain names, especially in Latvia, that is a small Eastern European country. For example, one of my first clients, we managed to find him burger.lv in Latvian language, burgers and stuff like that. So we were going after clear names. And then as I was involved into advertising, we were doing also business cards, we were doing digital signage and lots of other things. And then those beautiful domain names as the addresses for their businesses definitely stood out. And I just discovered very, very early the importance of having that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful domain name as their brand. And then I discovered Domain Sherpa. And that thing blew me away. And I started seeing domaining as a business venture, as a side income. And with time, I discovered that domainers, in essence, there are not that many domain investors in the world. Mostly the professional ones, or the good ones. And I would say professional ones, they are the same as in tennis. I would say, probably, Paige, correct me if I'm right. There is a tip of the pyramid. There are very, very few ones who do it full time without doing anything else. And
Yes,
that is
I would agree. Yeah.
then the rest would follow, the ones who are mostly losing money. And they have either small portfolios or large portfolios, and then they stick there for different reasons. And then there is rest in the bottom, and there are different types of them, of course. And yes, and Domain Sherpa was something that was one of the first viewers there from the very, very beginning, and I loved it, and I loved the diversity of men who are there, the intellectual thoughts, and the way how they handle the conversation. And I just love different approaches, different perspectives, and especially topics where you don't have one truth. There is no one truth in the world at all. And it is also now we can also see that in your field, in Web3 domain names. There is no one truth in Web3 domains. There are lots of technical experiments, and I wish you all the success, quick failures, and lots of victories. Sometimes failures need to come quick, otherwise we struggle for so long.
Thank you so much for the warm, kind wishes. And I love how just from the first question, I learned a lot. And now, reflecting on your journey, could you highlight some of the pivotal lessons you've gained and challenges you overcame over the past years? How have they contributed to your success as an entrepreneur?
That's a good one, Beba. And an interesting one. One of the main lessons I have gained over the years, over the last 2 3 years, when we do business, for those who are watching us, if you are in business, you can make a choice, and everybody should make a choice. Am I providing a service for an individual person? So is my business for people, providing services or products for people, or is my service for businesses? And I have discovered this lesson. It is super important to make the right choice. And history shows us, and the numbers show us, that if you want safer way, you should target businesses as your clients. You will be able to make much more money. The clients. So, for example, let us say me, myself, Helmuts, I keep reinvesting all my money. So myself, I can say, hey, I don't have money. But my business, that is a different story. So, for example, I was doing London Domain Summit, and after 2 successful years, as it is growing, there was the name that when I needed to buy a domain name, and I bought Domain Summit just recently, domainsummit.com, for $17,500. I could say I didn't buy it. It wasn't my money. But I understood how important it was for my business, and my business did find that money. So, and if your business targets businesses instead of individuals, you will be much more profitable. And businesses are, I would say, businesses are better. So if I should stick to one lesson only, Target businesses instead of, and good businesses. Don't go after broke businesses. The majority of the businesses in this world are broke. They are trying to lower the prices. Everybody's trying to go for a lower price, and they keep copying strategies of other businesses that are actually failing. It is absolutely ridiculous, but that is what we do as human beings. We want to do more sales. We are happy to sell our stuff cheaper than we buy it, even without including our time. So I would say, yes, first things first, start providing services for businesses, and then work with businesses that are capable buying your services and who actually need your services, and then you will be fine.
Helmuts, it's interesting because you were kind of an in what we call in the domain business an end user buyer for Domain Summit, and at the same point, I think you brought up an interesting point, which is many times the CEO of a company harkens back to a time when they bought domains as an individual. Maybe they went to GoDaddy themselves and they bought it and they remember that experience. So then when it comes time for their company to buy a domain name, they may almost carry that mindset into it. You know what I mean? Not what is the long-term value of this asset for my business compared to wherever else I could allocate my capital? That type of business decision. They're still thinking, oh, I could buy it for $10 at GoDaddy. How come it's not like that? And so you have this, a lot of times a founder even may say, well, we need a good domain name. I'll do that. I could just go home and sit at my computer or sit there on my phone and give me an hour and I'll just magically come up with something. And I think that now that we're 25 years into domaining, and much like you've been doing websites that long, I think there's this issue of, to be honest, domains aren't the only thing. You need to do a lot of things to be successful. But when you address that issue of this brandable asset that you use to build your business on digitally, you should give it attention and analysis like any other cost of capital business decision. And so I think when you talked about moving yourself into your business mode, that was different, and I think that mindset was different. I think that's really insightful for how you bought your domain name as an end user buyer.
Yes, and don't be afraid of raising prices. Don't be afraid of raising prices. When I bought Acorn Domains, nothing really happened. As I said, I respect Acorn Domains so much. It is a UK domain name forum, and I just respect it so much. I'm not touching it at all. I'm trying not to destroy anything. It is like acorndomains.co.uk is like a sacred forest for the UK domain name professionals, not only investors, but for domain name industry professionals. And it is a fantastic community. 15,500 members have been registered since 2004. You can go there and you would see during the normal hours when in the UK people are up, you would see lots of members out there and people just browsing and reading. But then when I also acquired dnforum.com, that is a different story. The forum was dead when I bought it. With the years, it was established in 2001. And it had some mishaps. I don't know. I need to be careful with the wording I'm using. And
We'll say that it had an inconsistent history over the past 5 years.
Yes. Although the history kept showing one thing. The resource is so precious. There were always buyers for it. Always. There were always people prepared, including Paige Howe. We can say that Paige Howe did make several offers. Can you see Paige Howe smiling? Oh, yes, Paige. Did you make several offers?
No, I didn't. I kept an eye on it. We'll say that. We'll say I kept an eye on it.
Okay, and yes, so I took it over, and it barely had one post a day. So I took it over in April, and then I started looking on it as business, and I started introducing premium prices for premium members. The basic memberships are free, always, at both at DN Forum and Acorn Domains, are the same as at NamePros. And we have to say, the king at the moment, the young prince who that became a king is NamePros, namepros.com, and gets fantastic traffic. But I'm trying to get the old king back on the throne, and we'll see how it goes. And And then I started introducing premium memberships, and like people were laughing. What are you doing? And what I'm saying to those who are watching, if you have businesses, don't be afraid to ask more for your services. If you have bought, if you have invested 5,000, 15,000 in Web3 TLD, don't be afraid. You don't need to ask $10 per lifetime fee for your domain name. No, don't be afraid. If you have fantastic TLD, don't be afraid to ask annual prices. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't listen what other broke people are doing. Listen only to the ones that are successful, who are able to pay their bills and actually go on vacations and buy houses, buy cars. And I still have to grow to that level. And so I kept raising the prices, and people at some point, people just said, that's it. We knew, Helmut, you are crazy, but now we officially say you are crazy. And then I paid ICA's fee, one time. An annual fee for the bronze membership is $1,000. Internet Commerce Association. I believe you are their members as well, are you? Or you are not? Oh, I believe you are having some issues with them, but they definitely know of you. And for me to have an opportunity to go to Las Vegas once a year, I paid myself personally the money I couldn't afford. 1,000, again, from my business paid, not me. I wouldn't pay myself, but my business paid $1,000 just to join ICA, and then I would need to buy tickets. And in January, I'll be in Vegas. And after that, I raised prices at both forums. I introduced different pricing model, and now we have first platinum member for 25,000. That is it.com, and I can proudly say that I have two definite businesses, big businesses, serious businesses. One who are considering gold memberships. Every gold membership is 10,000 a year, and I would say one of these businesses has issues with selling their stock. They need more eyeballs. And my forums, both forums, I'm proud owner. They have lots of these eyeballs, and this information would benefit all our users. And so one of them has got over 200,000 domain names. Beba, 200,000 domain names. Just imagine the renewal fees. And another business is actually from India. Fantastic business of an annual income or profits of 7.2 or 7.8 million. So what in US? So what I'm saying, there are lots and lots of really successful companies who would need your services. Go after them.
That's so beautiful. I bet many of our viewers are taking notes because a lot of the information you're giving is a must, like it's a must have to before starting a business and before investing. And jumping back to the London Domain Summit or Domain Summit right now,
Yes.
if you don't know if you're listening here, it's the premier B2B event for domain professionals in Europe. And Freename was there this past August. Our
Okay.
team was thrilled about the number of attendees and the response they got. And our head of partnership, Eleonora, also gave a speech. You met her, right?
Of course, of
Nice.
course. With Federico, they were both on the stage, yes, and their stream is actually on YouTube as well, on YouTube, Facebook, and other places. Yes.
Amazing. I'm wondering, how did it all start? Like, how did London Domains start, and when and why did you decide to create it?
Things move in mysterious ways, Beba. So
Yeah.
I was doing live streams with quite famous domain name investor, early domain name investor, Adam Dicker, who after some time he burnt and he lost lots of money, and sadly burnt money of his clients as well. I'm trying again. I need to use the words. I was doing live streams with him after he had returned after 6 years of silence, and he was there, and Sam Charles was there, and we were talking about domaining, and Adam Dicker told me, hey Helmut, why don't you do an event in London for domainers? And for an entrepreneur, What else do you need? You just see an opportunity, and I love events. I absolutely love events. And yes, I had a thought, and either at the same live stream or the next one. I think at the next one, I already had a location. I have a friend of mine owns a fantastic restaurant, Asian restaurant in London, on the other side of the London, but still it is among top 10 Asian restaurants in London. And in London, you have lots and lots of Asian restaurants. So, and yes, and we had a chat. I said, hey, let us talk on dates. We have this date, that date. And the main question, Adam, are you going to be there? Sam, are you going to be there? Adam said, yes, 100%. And Sam said, well, we will see how it goes. Sam is very, I love Sam. And he's so responsible on what he says. So those who do not know, Sam Charles, looking him up on YouTube, Twitter, or Clubhouse, where he is very, very famous. Yes, and that is how it started. And that is how it started. And then I met IT.com, who were IT.com domain names, who were just starting as well. And I had just started this new venture, just an idea. Let us do a 2-day networking event with free drinks, free food, and let us see how many domainers we can fit in. The restaurant allows to fit in 100 people. It has an interesting shape, two outdoor spaces. So beautiful, yes. And while Sido were thinking, are they going to be presenting sponsors or not? They had to be very cautious, of course, for that size of a company. And yes, I met with Andrew, with his wife, with his kids, and I had my kids with me. So his wife approved me, and yes, and then the friendship started. He started growing, and I started growing, and we just support each other. And now there is an interesting group of friends. I would say friends or people who are stuck with each other. And yes, and we are stuck with each other, and we are growing. We are growing and supporting each other. The same as the rename. Your crew is growing, and your friends are growing as well. So you have this beautiful new friendship with Lars Jensen. Absolutely fantastic guy, absolutely fantastic. And Web United is a fantastic project, and having him on board, it just means you will have more friends like that coming in. That's beautiful how you are guys growing as well.
Thank you so much. Actually, Sam Charles usually, like, I see him in our Friday spaces, which happen on Twitter, and sometimes also Paige joins us. So if anyone is interested, if you're interested, of course, we have almost weekly spaces on X or Twitter where we talk about domains and domain news.
And I think the thing that you don't realize until you go to a show or even participate on a forum and you make it part of your daily schedule is you don't appreciate how nice it is to dive right in with a group of people that know what you're talking about already. A lot of times in just regular business conversations, you have to spend so much time explaining domaining, domain investing, different things that you really never get to the depth of issues and things like that. Whereas I noticed even at ICANN, or if Helmuts and I met, just if we had 2 hours together in an airport or something like that, it wouldn't be like we had to spend the first hour and a half, prefacing and doing, I guess, what in school you call like the precursor classes, you know what I mean, to finally get to it. If you're with a group of like-minded people, you can get right to it. You can get right to questions about content, about branding and stuff like that. And that's what I've always appreciated about both the forums and the live events, is you're in it quicker so you can go deeper. And at live events, even from the time you arrive to the time you leave, you can actually create a business or an initiative, have flushed it out, have slept on it, have dealt with new issues that came up, and then you leave with to-dos, all from being in close proximity to each other, that I don't think you're able to do maybe on Zoom. So that's what I've gained from the events I've been to. The event coming up, Domainer Expo, I know we've got people at Web Summit, which you're talking about 70,000 people. Okay.
In Lisbon, Portugal, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's a conference.
But that's crazy, Paige. That's crazy. That amount of people is absolutely mental. You have to agree with me, Paige. At that size, you would keep running around like a crazy hen, or like you would run
Yeah,
around
but
like,
Helmets, but you need
like
it because you need the juice,
and
man. You need to be able to go and look around and say, this is a sporting event. You know what I mean? This has got scale. I mean, I really envy Eleonora and Freddie being able to go and Federer because it you can kind of beat yourself up in your own office doing with your own domains with your one screen or two screens, and you can kind of forget what it looks like to get 70,000 digital enthusiasts together, right, Beba? I mean, and then Baby, you're in a part of the world where, I mean, there's very rare any events, right, that have 70,000 people, much less all talking about digital investing. So I really envy them, and hopefully they'll send back some good pictures.
Okay, I think this is a good
can
time also to talk.
I ask you quickly, please? My apologies. Where are you from?
Well,
She's from a part of the world. Yeah, we'll just say a part of the world. Yeah.
I'm from the world. Right now, I'm actually in Mauritius, discovering the
Mauritius.
island.
Oh,
It's amazing.
beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Oh God. Yes.
And I was thinking this. I think this also is a good time to talk about Acorn Domains UK. How did it
Yes.
get so big? How? What was your process? How what's the process to acquire it?
Beba, I bought it big already. It took me
Um,
it took me 1 year to acquire it. When I was organizing the first summit, I was trying to find advertising space. I needed to advertise the summit, and of course, in order to advertise something, now you need to understand where your possible attendees are. Of course, I went also on Facebook and I tried. I poured in some money, and I did get those eyeballs, and that's it. And there was no effect. Even among them, there were probably some domainers. So the lesson there is, if you are targeting your audience, you need to find that community where your audience is and where they are talking the business that relates to you. It is so important. It is so I could go. My apologies. I could go to Pornhub, for example, and target only domainers. But the same domainers, once they are there, they are thinking about something else. Or I could go to Netflix and buy advertising there. It would be exactly the same. So I went to the first to the previous owner, Steve Napier. He lives in Spain now, and he's a successful internet marketer who keeps buying sites, monetizes them, and lives a fine life. And I did try to buy advertising for Acorn Domains, and he was not answering my emails. My dates were coming up every day. I could kept looking at my calendar. I could see I've lost 1 day, second day, third day, and I need to advertise. Google ads are incredibly expensive. Forget about it. If you are an ordinary person, you cannot physically, you cannot pay money to get, I don't know, 200,000 views. That's it. That's it. And so I managed to get reach of him, and I did ask, hey, how much are the banners and how much is the header banner, especially the header banner, as that is one of the most precious ones. And he said £900. £900 would be around 1,500 US. And my first thought was, oh God, I'm done. So where I'm going to? Why do I need this? Why do I need this summit? Why? And then I try to go. I try to go here and there with him, just slowly, just asking more questions, not talking about the price. I think so. And then he said, "Well, 900 is still the end of August when your actually event finishes." And it was like, I don't know, maybe 8 months up front. I was so happy. I was prepared to pay 900 per month to advertise at the forum, and then the seller left money on the table. I would be hurt, but I would pay that money. I would pay that money. I would be really hurt. I just said, send me an invoice. And I paid it. And I started advertising. And once I started advertising at the forum, I could post there, I could talk, and I would be automatically respected as a business who is trying to do something for the industry. This thing is quite important. It's also for what Freename are doing. Freename are also sponsoring a few things, yes. You are buying sponsorships. You are exhibitors, and not attendees, but exhibitors. And with this, with buying advertising, you automatically, yes, you buy respect automatically, and you buy respect. You put your money where your mouth is. You are saying, hey, I'm serious here, I'm serious here, and that buys respect from everybody around. And that did help me as well. And then I realized as it was coming closer and closer, then I realized how important Acorn Domains were for the success of London Domain Summit. As the registrations started coming in, I realized that, hey, I would definitely do it next year as well. And immediately started talking with the owner about the possibility to purchase the forum. The forums from the side, the forums, people could say, hey, the forums are dying, the traffic is dying, stuff like that. But the quality of the eyeballs is unimaginable, absolutely unimaginable. I would say almost all the domain name professionals from the UK are there. We have people from Germany, we have people from Luxembourg, we have people even from Poland, from Thailand, from States, sometimes some Canadian wanders in, and everybody just respects it as a huge place of authority. And after 1 year, I was able to acquire it. I have to say that there was another buyer, Ryan, and he didn't believe that there was another buyer as me. Seller was being honest. Steve was very honest. He told me, "Hey, there is another possible buyer," and he said the same to Ryan. And I did think that it could be Ryan, and so my offer was higher. And after later on, I learned that he actually did manage to negotiate the lower price for the forum. It doesn't really matter. And he didn't use that opportunity. Me myself, I pre-sold. So I needed to come up with quite a large amount of money, and I pre-sold ads 5 years upfront to it.com domains. And it.com domains just directly paid into the seller's account, into Go's, then the necessary funds, and I received the forum that I own 100% fully. And so another business lesson, you can businesses when you don't have money. If you have passion for something, if you know how to run stuff, and you need to have good friends who also need your services, and especially businesses who are very, very busy. I wouldn't be surprised if seeing free names starting buying something, and with the money of your partners. Are you actually have you bought actually something recently?
Well, I know Domainer Expo. Free name is one of the sponsors / partners there.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I think the thing that attracted me to forums and DN Forum at the beginning was, and I think
reads my mind.
What's that?
You read my mind. I was going to ask you about
was the idea that, one, I found this community and I found this group that I could learn from. I had registered a name and I had lost it. It was taken away from me 2 days later. And boy, you never love a domain name like the one that gets away. You know what I mean? You are just, and I was focused on trying to find out why I lost it, how it can be taken away from me. And that led me to Domain Forum, searching how can a domain can get taken away. You can post in a forum and say, hey, this happened to me. Does anyone know what I should do? You know what I mean? And that's a way a lot of people may get into it. And then from there, I was able to explore, even though I had done domaining 4 years prior, just the current state of this industry, the current culture. And even in my college minor, I did this thing called cultural anthropology. And what it said was, sometimes it's the informal structures that are more important than the formal structures. And if you think about it, a forum can be that place where someone says, well, how do I find out what's going on? How do I find out just like who's going to tell me what's next? Who's going to tell me what I should do? And before AI, you had to go find these places. And I think that's what I found in the forum. And even though Twitter and free TikTok, MySpace, all these things have come in the last 20 years, and they're so instantly driven. The key component of a forum, and Helmuts and I have talked about this, is sometimes it's nice to have some legacy content that's easy to navigate to, that tackles some big issues that people are going to face over 5 years or over 3 years. You know what I mean? How to solve a WordPress issue, what to do if you're just starting. And sometimes instead of hoping that that got posted on Twitter that day for someone to read, it's nice to be able to go in topically and see. And I think that's one of the benefits of forums. And then in the domain world, it was funny because so many people in the early communities, they would take the forum and they would use what's called flat view. And what that meant is that really this is the first social network, if you think about it. They would put it on where they say, I want to see every post that happens in this forum as it happens. You know what I mean? I don't want to go have to search by topics. I want to see, and when I come each morning to the forum, I want it to start with what I missed yesterday. So, because I literally want to see every single solitary post anywhere in the forum. You know what I mean? And that's the appetite that some people have. So that's why I've always liked forums.
And the difference for those, sorry, Bebe, and for those who do not understand what are forums, and maybe younger people, let us say 16, 15. So I would let me classify it. Yes. So if you are in Web3, in blockchain community and stuff like that, so you would definitely go, and your main communities would be two. It would be Telegram. Of course, TikTok is for entertainment, and well, for 14-year young ones, it is the main news source as well. But let us talk about more or less the business side. So you would use Telegram, and you would use Discord. Telegram is quite simple. You would go to free name title Telegram group. How many users do you have? 5.5 thousand, something like that. 6,000 people. Yes.
600.
And it is impossible to follow everything up. Absolutely impossible. Yes, you can use search. Yes, you can use search, but the information keeps coming, and it is unstoppable. It is absolutely fine. It is absolutely fine if you enjoy it.
Actually, it's 9K. It's almost 10K.
I did see your Telegram group, and it is amazing. Like amount of people and chat you are having there, great. And those who are enjoying it, stick there. It is a fantastic community, absolutely fantastic community. And then, but people would want to have things more organized. Then they would go probably to Discord. Discord has got many more options. You can build up communities. That communities are quite.
I'm sorry, my computer just crashed because you mentioned Discord. So
Discord,
that's my joke about Discord. So yeah,
the issue with there are lots of issues with Discord. One of them is they are closed communities. The another one is people who are not tech savvy cannot physically, forget about them as your clients. They will not be able to use Discord. For all those IT guys who have managed to do that, please just think. It is fantastic that you understand how Discord operates. I can promise you that 80% of your clients are unable to buy products from you, to join your community, just because you are on that Discord. They haven't heard the word Discord. There is no trust over that name, and they do not know how to operate it. And also, people don't want to use many other applications. That is another thing. But Discord absolutely works. It is fantastic. Apart from that, Google doesn't search it and doesn't provide search results, so you cannot have search in traffic. That is a huge part of traffic that both forums that I own get, and not only those ones. Forums get the beauty about forums. They get lots and lots of search traffic, and it is quite sad for me that I can see that we have Web3 community. There are created categories, and we have few questions about Web3, and there are no people who talk about it. There are no experts. So I would definitely say on forums. So if you are a Web3 expert, Web3 domain expert, this is probably your opportunity. There are older people who are curious about Web3. They are curious. They want to know more about it. And don't say, hey, you are old, you don't understand it. No, see it as an opportunity. Now you are the expert. You can go there, you can explain them things. And once you start explaining things, you will understand, hey, me, myself, I don't know this part. I don't know this part. I don't understand DNS. I don't understand how that one is pushed into onto Cloudflare. What are errors? What are how mail works and stuff like that. And you will progress as a professional, and also you will build up your credibility. And you will, it is like absolutely sure you will gain business. You will get business on forums, and everybody knows that. We have to be honest. The younger the person is, usually the less money he or she has. Let's be honest. And then with age, as we progress, we start accumulating some wealth, and some more, some less. And so please go to if you are in the Web3, please go and teach them. I was also today, I know that we have questions. 3 hours ago or 4 hours ago, I was on a Zoom of ICANN, for ICANN. And what were they talking about? Web3 domains, blockchain. Absolutely. And it was for the UK and Irish stakeholders. And they also mentioned and said, hey, sometimes we see that these blockchain companies and Web3 domain companies are saying, oh, ICANN is this, ICANN is that, ICANN is that. No, we are just saying, hey, we don't understand it yet. Please show us the full picture. Please come and talk to us. They actually keep inviting companies like you, like Freename. Please come and educate us. Nobody is against you. This is a live stream of Freename. Yes, I come from a traditional side point. I really love blockchain, and just to explain it, I have created two. Not me. We have created two cryptocurrencies, Pivx forks, and so I understand quite a lot. Still, I'm not the expert, but I understand quite a lot, and ICANN wants to know more. ICANN wants to know more. It is a community. It is not a Nazi organization. Please go. And this is the thing that I love about Freename. I don't know what unstoppable domains are.
Not that anyone, not that you're implying that we would have ever said that, because I can guarantee you we wouldn't.
That's brilliant, and they are inviting.
I just had to say that.
Yes, but ICANN are inviting and saying, hey, please come and talk. And there were some people who were coming from that industry today, and they were heard, and this is how you push your message. And what I love about Freename, that you guys are actually going and talking to established businesses. Me myself, just half a year ago, probably half a year ago, I was against Web3 domains. I was absolutely. I thought, oh, come on. Come on, who needs that?
I even asked Helmuts to do a show about Web3 domains.
Yes, and we were also talking about that, and never ever got there. So you just need to go there and push your information. Keep teaching, keep doing the great job you are doing, and you've got so much work to be done. Seriously, there's so much work, and people want to learn. But people want to learn. You need to start from the simple stuff.
Thank you so much.
We are jumping around. Yes,
actually, one of the. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. Okay. You recently had our CTO as a guest in one of your live shows, where he went over the steps to acquire Web3 domains and all of these. What is your opinion, Freename domains, also in the light of this? I know you already said a lot of kind words and a lot of great words. Love to know more.
I love Freename. I absolutely love Freename. Seriously. I don't know what Unstoppable are doing. I would love to talk to Unstoppable. I would love to learn more about them. They don't want to talk to me. I'm actually banned on their Discord. That is another thing on the Discord. You would go there, you would ask something, and they would a community would have moderators whose only power is to ban people or delete posts, and they would accidentally ban the wrong person. And I'm unable to reach Unstoppable domain names and any others. But that's okay. That's okay. With time, it will be solved. About the Federico, one of 3 Federicos of Freename. Yes, am I correct?
Yes.
And we just starting touching the project, and I have heard the feedback. Hey guys, you never got anywhere. So we are going to do the second part, and there will be more parts. And we will be doing the second part on how I am claiming Maria TLD. We are planning to do this in the next part. And I have my concerns. I have lots of concerns. I have lots of concerns about about not free name, about Web3 domains. Lots of concerns, but all these questions need to be addressed. And this is technology that is evolving, and definitely it has got lots and lots of users. By the way, I met in Germany. I met one of the guys, a fantastic guy, and his TLD. He went totally different route, and he absolutely loves Web3 domains. And his TLD was zero dash zone dash something else as well. So he went for a TLD that will be never ever claimed by using traditional ICANN methods.
No, I think Helmuts, I think you're absolutely right. And I appreciated your interview with Federico Costa, because I told him afterwards it was kind of his origin story a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think it really, I've enjoyed working so much with the team, with Beba and everybody. We're up to 25, 26 people now throughout the world. Wow. And it is new perspectives. I can speak exactly to the fact that the domain community can be very insular. We have the same blogs, the same forums, the same everything that we had 20 years ago. And it's nice to get new perspectives. I think when Davide formed the company, it was coming from seeing the whole world and seeing domain names inside the whole world and seeing the opportunities. So it's really been nice. But I appreciated your ability to let Federico tell a little of the story. And I would encourage anyone that's just kind of, learning about different things, just to listen to that first part, because I think it gives you, I don't know if there's so many other people, I want to make sure this comes across as positive. Federico is able to be so technical, and then he's able to be so expressive at the same point. And when he talked about the power of domain names and how it matched up with his technical skills and his desire to be expressive, I really think that's in the DNA of Freename and a lot of what we're doing. So I really appreciated that interview you done.
Absolutely, you are 100% right. Yes, and it is important also to know the background of a person you are talking to, and then let him talk. Let him talk. We are not on television, Beba. We can go as long as we need to. You as well. I know that you have a restriction of 1 hour. You are never restricted by the ads, by the next program that starts after 15 minutes. Now you can go, instead of hour, you can go 1 hour, 10 minutes. And it is the same with the questions. But with Federico, answer, we are going to carry on. We made a deal. I made a deal. And again, this deal was possible only and only because I have personal connection with your team. With Federico, with Eleonora, with Davide, all totally different people, absolutely totally different people. But they needed to meet me in person, and we have established our emotional connection. And they know me, I know them, and now we can talk business and plan something, and just keep going and meeting people. And we will be doing second part, and I will be asking questions. And I haven't done any research towards our interview finished. Then we'll do part 2. Okay, now let us move in. Sorry, you are muted.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see it. I'd love, getting your feedback live would be very beneficial as well for me.
But not
learning a lot from you.
But not only that, many of your users, they want to have Web3 TLD. They are afraid. What do I do? What do I touch? What are the hidden costs? We all have been burnt in our lives by many businesses who do not disclose lots and lots of hidden costs. Lots and lots of hidden costs. We would buy. I remember when I started my advertising agency, and so I bought this huge printer, Canon, huge, absolutely enormous. So I paid I don't know, it was $6,000-7,000 at that time, and it was a big investment from my side. But nobody told me after a certain number of copies you will do, you need to do the regular maintenance, and then that maintenance will cost you around 1,500. Nobody told me that. So we have all been burned by buying the things and then only learning what will be the other costs. I'm sure many of those who are considering buying Web3 TLDs. They, I really hope that they will enjoy me going through this process and trying something else. I just know one thing: I will not be using blockchain that has got 0 transaction fees. I know that out of your selection of 5 or 6 blockchains, there is one. I will not use names that does not have transaction fees, and this kind of makes them cheaper to run it and for the users. My personal opinion, I could be wrong. I have been wrong about many things in my life, but stay away from businesses who give away their service for free, because they will be not able to support themselves. They cannot support themselves. They are not making money. They have overheads. They need to raise monies from other places, and all that situation, the lack of money will poison those organizations from within. And I would say, please stay away from blockchains with 0 fees. 0 fees were introduced in blockchain technology to prevent spam. By the way, those who do not know, so spam transactions are stopped by fees. That is the main thing. It is not to support miners. The very, very main thing, to support spammers. Otherwise, people can build bots and they can start doing trades. They can start doing so many spam transactions, and they will overload your chain, and therefore there are transaction fees. So my suggestion, if you are buying TLD, I'm talking to your viewers, and me myself, I will be not using Ethereum, but I will be using a blockchain that has got fees. Sorry, Paige. Yes.
Well, Beba, can I give Helmuts a multiple choice?
Sure.
All right,
Go ahead.
Helmut, I'll go with one of 2 questions. One, since you've been living domaining both in Dubai and Hamburg in the last 2 weeks,
Yes.
can you give us kind of something you've picked up, a trend in domaining, and I'll take free name and Web3 out of it. That'll be option 1 you can go with. And option 2, since I don't get a chance to talk to real live hosting hardware people, all I hear is AI, AI, AI. From your end, what are some of the impacts of AI on your traditional business? All I see is, and be able to write, stories faster and this, that, and the other. But isn't it taking up a lot of resources? And are you seeing that impact in some of your traditional hosting stuff and cloud stuff that you're doing? So either give you domain trend that you picked up or AI on the technical back end.
Yes. So the first question, what have I learned from Hamburg? So 1 week in Hamburg and then almost 1 week in Dubai as well. One thing came out after meeting domain investors who own more than 100,000 domains. So for the first time, I met several domainers or domain name companies or domainers, individual domainers who have 100+ thousand domain names, professional ones. I discovered one thing: they all rely on .com. They gamble on any other extensions. So if you are going into the traditional domain name investing, all the other GTLDs are fine. So those who do not understand, there are GTLDs, general TLDs, and CC. They stand for countries. CCs stand for countries. It is quite simple. CC country codes are only 2-letter domain names, and 3 letters after the dot. Everything is a general TLDs. .nets, .mobis, whatever .orgs. And if you are going into, so that was the first thing. If you are going,
well, I gave you a multiple choice, so if you took that one, then that's all you can do.
That is the main, and then there is lots of money in the world. in the hands of the right companies. And the gold law today of a Western and American or Western and American, Central and Northern American IT company, a gold law is for every employee that you have, every employee you should bring it should bring one employee should bring in 1 million US or euros, whatever. That's the money that should come in. And then that is a healthy IT company. That is a very, very recent finding for me. I'm just trying to say there is lots of money. And returning to the very beginning, all your users are here for profits. Let us be honest. They are here for technologies and for profits. Please target the right customers. Targeting wrong customers with wrong domain names is stupid. You will just lose money. You will lose wives. You will lose kids. You will lose houses. You will lose everything if you invest into wrong product for wrong reason and if you start targeting wrong people. For example, I bought domain summit.com and then I started receiving offers of people who are offering me to buy similar domain names. And I'm absolutely fine for sales. And people can come and offer me with different variations. But then there are few, I don't know, not so far, or let's say I have to be more polite, fresh domainers. They keep seeing made up XYZ numbers. Those who are watching, I personally believe that those numbers, 99% of XYZ premium sales, are lies. Are lies. That is my personal belief. Nobody else, like very, very few people will say it honestly. I personally believe it. There is it just doesn't match up. XYZ is a great extension, domain extension. It is a fantastic domain extension, but it is not .com, and you should not invest in XYZ like you invest in .com. So that is my finding. And so what I've seen that successful ones with 100,000 plus domains, majority of the portfolio is in .com, or at least half of it. And then the second one about AI. Well, let us be honest, there is no AI in the world. Let us start with the basics. There is no artificial intelligence as such. There is only machine learning, and we are probably lucky. I'm one of those people who actually believe that human beings are parasites. We are bad. We are trying to be better and better and better. And I don't know those who know that there have been at least 7 species of human beings, and ours and Homo sapiens were the worst ones. We killed the others, we ate them, we raped their women, we moved into their houses, and then we made up religions and lots of other things. And through AI, I believe through AI can be quite dangerous to human beings, as AI will restrict us as human beings. And sometimes we can behave quite bad. But then we have made up different other ways how to make us become better men. And as for burning technology and using resources, electricity and stuff, I am not worried about using electricity. Absolutely. We create electricity and we consume it. It is absolutely fine. If you want to eat 50 kilos carrots every year, you are most welcome to create a large garden of carrots and eat them as much as you wish till you are all orange. Paige, would you agree or not agree? Probably not about parasites. My apologies, Paige. I know that you are truly religious, and religious people are. I respect farmers.
Hey, let's bring it back to domains, babe. I think we've had a great talk. How we doing? Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Thank you so much, Helmuts. This has been an enlightening conversation, and I'm confident our viewers have enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you, Paige, as well. Thank you, everyone who joined us today. And if you're listening to this, if you missed any part of our broadcast and would like to watch it again, the replay will be available as soon as this ends. Please stay connected with us on LinkedIn and Twitter and consider joining our Telegram, which is in the link in the first comment. And if you feel inspired and you want to get your first free name domain, remember that there is a 25% off code called welcome when you sign up to our account. And also a little surprise because this is free name's birthday month. So enjoy it. And let's wrap up.
And can I quickly? My thing, and before I apologize, first of all, Paige, just in case, apologies. I just like you so much that sorry. Okay, and if those who are considering buying TLDs from Freename, don't go cheap. Go for the most expensive ones. I'm not a shareholder of Freename. I'm not, but please buy the best that you can. And when you are prepared to buy the best you can, just check out what is higher. Go for the very, very best. The life of human beings or the history of human beings keeps proving and proving and proving. It is better to overprice, to overpay for the best product possible, for the best possible. It is better to overpay 2 times, 5 times, 10 times once than buying secondary value or secondary quality service or product, and then keep regretting it, keep buying other similar, keep losing money, not being able to sell stuff. So please invest only in the very, very best. Buy less, but buy the best. And then Web3, for Web3 community. DN Forum has got marketplace. You can come, and forums are beautiful. You can come and dump all your domain names. You can list. Just find the right create account, a free account at dnforum.com. Not a Acorn. Acorn is for traditional domainers, and and of course you can talk about Web3 as well. But there are no such categories for free for Web3. But at dnforum.com, that is the oldest English-speaking domain forum in the world. Currently, it already has average 200 registered members every day. Me and Paige, we were talking about the traffic. This is from April. We have got it up already to 200 registered members a day, and that traffic, that is a respectful traffic of buyers and sellers. There is Ryan who keeps buying portfolios. There are buyers, there are sellers. Please, but if you want to sell something, go there, and you can post whatever you have, domain names for sale. Try to sell them. Learn your stuff and do it free of charge. We are not charging for anything. If you want to
Learning
be
and
a member,
improving.
then of course I'll gladly take your money and provide even better service for that.
Thank you, Helmuts. Learning and improving is the spirit. Thank you, everyone, again. Thank you, Paige. And see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.